Alright, y'all ready to do this? This is my third time to shoot this video. Now I'm using the Camtasia and hoping that it's going to come out right. I'm not sure if it'll share my screen where I could look at you yet, but here's how it all began. You jumped into this play most likely with Robinhood, Webull, Public. Scroll down here and take a look at them all. TD Ameritrade, Acorn, Stash. You may still be with them. Doesn't matter. You got into this play using one of these platforms. And when you got into this play, you saw somebody on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook that was saying, oh, the MOAS. And it's going to be life-changing, generational wealth. And you had dreams of hitting that sell button at 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million. While you were with these brokers, that's going to be an important part to understand the strategy they used against you. All right. Now, then payment for order flow was discovered. All right. And how these smaller brokers were sending the orders to Citadel, and Citadel was capitalizing off of it and putting them all in a batch and all the great stuff that we've learned about payment for order flow over the year. And then the I Gotcha scandal was exposed. That Robinhood and Webull and Public and Stash and all these other little brokers were really selling us shares, but they didn't have them. They were saying, I got you, you get the email. And when the time comes, they would produce the share. That's how the MOAS is supposed to happen. That's how these numbers happen. And everybody was happy at this point until this happened. Now, then this happened. Everybody was told by the first generation YouTubers, switch, quick. Get out of Robinhood, get out of Webull, get out of Public, get out of these payment for order flow companies. And boom, everybody switched to Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, or any other big broker that was supposed to have the liquidity to give you these numbers. All right. Now I'm going to refresh your memory again. Remember, you got into the play with these people to get these numbers, and you have switched from these people to these people to get these same numbers. Okay. Well, here's what happened. If you switched from Robinhood or any other platform and sent your shares to Morgan Stanley or a bigger like Fidelity or whatever, then here's what happened. Instead of them having to hit, when you hit the sell button at 1,000, you basically told them it was okay. They needed to get your shares off the open market at $14 a share. Do you understand that? That instead of paying this price, $1,000 a share, Robinhood could now buy the shares at 14 and send them to the next broker up the line, which was these people. Okay? That's what happened. And now most people are with these bigger institutions because of the liquidity. And there's still 25% of us over here with the Apex clearinghouse, which handles Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, Public, Acorn, Stash, and more. All right. But here's the point. Here's where the battle happened. And here's what happened, people, is when you came into the play and these people were sucker punched, we hit them in the nuts. Okay. They had nowhere to go. They were about to have to pay 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million a share. But then this happened, which was perhaps hedge funds, which caused the sell-off at 14 instead of this. They bought your shares on the open market and sent your new shares to your new broker, and you're safe. Now, most people say, do I have real or do I have synthetic shares? If you switch from a smaller broker, you sent them real shares. Now, whether they loan those shares out or not is something between you and your new broker. But now here's what the lesson is all about. All right. Apex Clearinghouse, which controls these people, they have a maximum individual customer limits of $37.5 million insurance. Each person has $37 million insurance. So, where this was possible one day with Robin Hood, Weeble, and the rest, is no longer possible. Now you're holding your shares over here. All right. These people are now off the hook for the squeeze. They can afford the 25% more that hold to these numbers. Now it's these people. All right. Did they loan out your shares? Do they still have your shares? When you hit the sell button at $100,000, will they be able to produce the cash? Of course, then the insurance kicks in and everything else. But here's where most people are today in the bigger thing. Now, here's the hedgie's next tactic. Since we've been able to get these people off the hook and now everybody's over here, it's time to get these people off the hook. Okay? That's the next strategy. These people are off the hook. Everybody moved to the bigger facilities, and now Robinhood does not have to pay $1,000 a share. They paid $14 a share when they moved your stock over to Morgan Stanley or Fidelity or Charles Schwab. They got off the hook for $14. In other words, they covered their either I gotchas if they didn't have it or they sent the shares. Now, how do we get these people off the hook is the next question. And that's what I determined in the next video is going to be called the new narrative. This was the old narrative. This was last year's narrative. Switch, switch, switch. Now look, if you're guilty of telling people about this, that's no big deal. You heard this information from the first generation YouTubers, and we all bought into it, or most of us did, so it's okay. Focus on the next fight that we're in, which is how do we get this group off of the squeeze? And that's where the new narrative comes in. And it's happening right now.